in Premier League 2025-21, a grand return to the English ball drama. The wait is finally over. English Premier League back for 2025 season, and with it comes the roar of fans, the smell of fresh stuff, and suspense of new storyline waiting for. From fresh promotion to blockbuster summer sign, this season promises to one for the history books. Let's dive deep into the drama, anticipation, and intrigue of week 1. Aston Villa vs Newcastle night clash of European contender. Villa Park will witness two sides who have been on a steady rise over the last year. Aston Villa, fresh from strong 2024-25 campaign that saw them qualify for the Europa League, will be looking to carry their momentum forward. Their talisman, Oli Wax, remain their spearhead tag, player capable of breaking up titles of them. On the other side, Newcastle arrive an air of confidence after an impressive season, finishing in the top 4 and adding silverware to their cabinet Carabao Cup against Liverpool. With Jackson Tyndall at the helm of the squad, full of both grit and flair, this promises to be a high-intensity, evenly matched encounter that will set tone for both clubs season. 2. Brighton and Hove Albion vs Fulham. The Dark Horses duel. Both Brighton and Fulham were agonizingly close to European qualification last term, but fell just short. This season offers them another shot. Brighton, famed for the progressive style, fearless attacking football, will face a Fulham side boosted by Nigerian duo Alex Iwobi and Calvin Bassey, who have a strong following among Super Eagles fans. The Seagulls will look to outpass and outpress, while the Cottagers will aim to be clinical and compact. This might not be the headline fixture, but it could quietly turn into one of the most entertaining. Wolves vs Manchester City. Redemption meets resistance. Last season, Wolves earned a reputation as giant players, taking points off some of the biggest clubs in the league. After a disastrous first half of the campaign, they staged a remarkable comeback in the second half, showing resilience and fight. Meanwhile, Pep Guardiola's Manchester City have had what many would call their worst season under his leadership. No trophies, a near miss of Champions League qualification, and an FA Cup final defeat Crystal Palace. This year, Pep is determined to put the nightmares behind him. Expect a determined City looking to start with a statement win, but Wolves won't make it easy. 4. Chelsea vs Crystal Palace. Battle of the Cup King. It's a clash between two sides coming off the back of a recent triumph. Chelsea, Crown Club World Cup champ, have invested heavily over the summer, bringing in talents like Joao Pedro, strengthening their squad. Under a revitalized setup, they are tipped as one of the front runners for the EPL crown. Crystal Palace, meanwhile, are riding high after their first ever Community Shield victory just days ago, with stars like Iberichi Eze and Smiler Sarr staying put. Oliver Glasner's men are ready to take on the big boys once again. Palace have a knack for spoiling title contenders' parties. Will Chelsea be their next victim? 5. Manchester United vs Arsenal, the match of the week. All eyes will be on Old Trafford for what promises to be an electrifying showdown. Manchester United are desperate to bury the ghosts of last season, which was statistically their worst in history, flirting with relegations and finishing a miserable 15th. However, the arrival of Coach Amorim, shrewd signings like Brian Moebo and Benjamin Sesko, and an unbeaten preseason, including 3 preseason trophies, have rekindled optimism among the Red Devils' feet. Notably, Adrian Onana has been relegated to second-choice goalkeeper after his struggle. Arsenal, meanwhile, are eager to build on a season where they finish runner-up in the league and reach the Champions League semi-final. With the signing of prolific Swedish strikers Victor Gyökeres, who had 39 goals and 7 assists in Portugal last season, Mikel Arteta has the firepower to mount a serious title charge. Expect this to be a high-stake chess match with moments of chaos. 6. Nottingham Forest vs Brentford. European dreamers collide. Forest enters the season on the back of their first taste of European football in decades, having secured a spot in the Europa Conference League. However, the absence of key loan players like Anthony Elanga and injury to stars such as Taiwo Awoniyi may hinder their start. Brentford, on the other hand, were formidable challengers for European sports last season. Their direct style, aerial dominance, and high pressing make them a difficult opponent for any team. This one feels evenly matched, and the margin for victory will be slim. 7. Sunderland vs West Ham United. Welcome back to Big Time. It's been more than a decade since Sunderland last graced the Premier League, and the Stadium of Light will be buzzing. The Black Cats know that survival starts with picking up points at home, especially against mid-table opposition like West Ham. West Ham, who narrowly avoided relegation last season, may lack the star power of old, but they have the grit and experience to frustrate newcomers. This will be a test of Sunderland's mettle and an early indicator of whether they have what it takes to stay up. 8. Tottenham Hotspur versus Burnley. Fresh start all around. Tottenham's previous campaign was nothing short of a nightmare, finishing 16th and embroidering in a relegation battle. Their saving grace, winning the Europa League final against Manchester United, which handed them an unlikely Champions League berth. The poor form cost their manager his job, and now Thomas Frank takes over, bringing a tactical shake-up and fresh optimism. Burnley returned to the top flight after years away, brimming with determination to avoid a quick drop. Their compact style and high energy could catch Spurs off guard if the London side aren't sharp. Finally, Liverpool versus Bournemouth. Champions set for takeoff. Liverpool are the reigning Premier League champions, and coach Arne Slot enters his second season with a clear mission: retain the title and build a dynasty. Key summer signing from the Bundesliga: Jeremie Frimpong from Bayern Leverkusen, Florian Wirtz from Bayern Leverkusen, and Hugo Ekitike from Frankfurt have fans dreaming of even greater heights. However, they are still smarting from their penalty shootout loss in the Community Shield to Crystal Palace, and Bournemouth might feel the sting of the frustration. History leans heavily in Liverpool's favour. They have won their last 4 meetings with Bournemouth, but the Cherries will hope to spring a surprise. The 2024-2026 season opening weekend is set to deliver a mix of grit, skill, and storylines that will define the months ahead. New signings will look to justify their hype. Returning clubs will fight for survival, and last season's contender will aim to prove they are no one-season wonder. The stage is set, the fans are ready, and the football greatness theatre has raised its curtain once again. On behalf of the management team of Avocola Services, we want to thank you for taking our time to watch this particular episode to the very end. We hope to see you in subsequent episode. It is goodbye from us now. Thanks at Avocola Session and Avocola Copyright Avocola Services. It's your sports analyst Echegbu Joyin David saying goodbye now and see you in the next episode.